Well, hello, look what we got here. This is the Wampler Ego76 Mini. There is a Wampler Ego76, right? All based on the 1176 legendary studio compressor. Find this on every record, maybe every. So Brian Wampler and team took the 1176, squished it and some extra studio magic stuff into the Ego76, and then they squished that into the Mini 76. It's got some controls like comp, level, blend, attack and release, and it sounds great. And man, I gotta say, I'm a sucker for some sparkles. So pretty. All right, let's go. I'm running the guitar to the Ego76 Mini over to the Imperial Tri-Tube preamp direct using one of my IRs. This is a Tyler which has coil tapping, so we're gonna get the sound really small, and then I'm gonna show you how the Ego can manipulate that sound. It's a small sound, very direct sounding, and the notes, as much as I try to play even, they're gonna have a lot of dynamics to them because nothing is giving me any compression or saturation. So you could turn up gain and that will sort of even out your notes. Even if you're not going into distortion, you get that sort of compression and saturation and fatness that sort of levels out the sound. But another way is to go into the compressor, then with the Ego. Even at its lowest compression setting, the blend is all the way up. So we're getting everything the pedal has to offer. And then a little bit of volume, but it's pretty close. Feels like the sound is fortified, and that's one of those hallmarks of the 1176 compressor that the Ego76 is based on. And one of its characteristics is it's less squishy, if you will. I'm going to use some weird terms here, but it's less squishy and more solid fundamental. You have your tone, and this just takes it and makes it more forward and more solid. And it also infuses it with this extra little harmonic richness. Let's turn up the comp knob and see what that sounds like. So everything just got super inflated and even and big. But I'm playing at sort of a consistent, I don't know, like an 8 out of a 10 volume on these. So I'm gonna change my dynamics and we'll hear how that works. Now, we all love dynamics, so it's great without the compression, having these massive dynamics. But if I was in a band and maybe there was a keyboard player going or another guitar player, acoustic guitar, bass player, drummer, audience, all of those extra little dynamics, they were gonna get eaten up and just completely disappear. So what the Ego76 does is it pulls up that low information, and then the loudest information that you feed it, it kind of keeps a lid on it. So that's the compression part of what's happening. And then you could change the volume with the level, and you could give you more of that or less of that overall. Now, the Ego76 has this other great feature, which is the blend knob. So you could compress really hard, and then you could get some of your dynamics back. Now this is the best of both worlds to me. So now you're getting that dynamic. The highest notes will just kind of creep through and it lets everything just air out a little bit and breathe, but you get all the fatness that an 1176 would give you in the tiniest kind of possible iteration that you could pull off. Here's back to full blend. You hear how everything is clamped down, super controlled, and that can be great if you want a super controlled tone. But if you want a little more natural, where maybe the audience won't even notice the compression, they'll just be wondering like, why is that dude's tone so fat? Now using a different guitar that has a higher output, you can hear some of the differences between the attack and release controls. The original 1176s have knobs for attack and release, and they kind of work in a way you might not expect. Like, which one is fast, which is slow? They don't even tell you. Nice. They have little pictures here that tells you what is a fast and slow release. Well, what does that mean? Let me show you here. We're set up for a fast attack and a slow release. That's gonna be the most affected tone because it's gonna grab you right away and it's gonna hang on the longest amount of time. So here is no compression. Let's pop it on. It's an interesting sound to me. I really like that. But let's say your thing is too much compression. Of course, we can lower the compression. We can dial in some of our original clean tone from the blend, but also with these attack release controls, we can adjust that. Let's move the release from the longest, grabbiest, hold on-iest, and put it to the shortest so it gets out of the way faster. It just let it breathe a little more, but it's still grabby, right? Because we're on the fastest attack setting. Let's slow that attack setting down to the slowest. Yeah, it went back to being a dynamic tone, but it was big and full from the inside. Let's split the difference. The medium attack and the medium release, I'm at a weird angle here. On a pedal board, that's easy. You just reach down and do it. And then we're going to put a little blend, a little more comp, and I'm going to back off the level, and then we're going to increase the level as it goes up. And now you could use this. Oh, you hear it? Oh, it's there. You need to use this as your boost. And it makes you sound big, and that's what we want, right? Yoink. Oh, you got tape in your hair, buddy. Yeah, well, you did it. You like compression?
Yes, you do. Yes, you do, my buddy. Yes, you do.
That's the Ego76 from Wampler. I should say the mini Ego76. It is available all over the place, as Wampler pedals are. I'll put some links below. Thanks for watching. We'll see you later.